makes no sense.
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome. Welcome. I hope that everybody is doing well. Let me get myself everywhere I need to be. Let's start by going here. And then we'll go into the group. So, presenter 12. Y'all, we had 12 people today. 12 amazing crafters. Can you, I was stoked. Hello there, Miss Jamie. Hello there, Miss Mary. Hello. Welcome in. Like I said, when I saw the lineup, I was like, whoa. There's 11 people that want to be in the event today. I was so happy. So, I am finishing to get myself where I need to be. And then we can get started. Hello there, Brandy. Welcome in. Thank you so much for being here. Hey there, Miss Amy. Hello. Welcome. So, we are going to work on a concept that I have. And we're going to see how well we do. Hey there, Julie. Welcome in. Hello, friend. Thank you so much for being here. Let me somewhat tidy up my desk from what I was doing earlier. And maybe actually have a somewhat halfway functional place. It's still messy as all get up and all things, but you know, what can I tell you? That's just how it goes. Okay, so. Hey, Bonnie, how are you doing, friend? Hello. Thank you for all the sprinkles. Hey there, Miss Sheila. How are you? I tell Miss Sheila that I'm going to learn something new from her, because every time that she comes in to one of the events and she does something, I always learn something new, because you know, you've got all the techniques. Yes, the events are filling up fast, and they're growing every time I turn around. Mama Christine, how are you, my sweet friend? It is so nice to see you here. How are you? I hope you're doing well and staying warm in this cold weather, because I know that it's definitely got to be affecting y'all up there. So thank you so much for popping in. It's so nice to see you. Miss Lindell, thank you for popping in too, my friend. Hello. Welcome in. Hi, Miss Natalie. Hey, friends. It's so nice to have all of you guys here. Okay. So, let me turn you guys down. And let me show you guys at least part of it. So, I picked this up. Okay. And we are going to open it up, because I have not even opened it. But I pick up board games many times from, you know, thrift stores and things of that nature, and I use many times the components in it for crafting, right? And I've been saving the boards, but right now I can't get to them because I have several piles that if I try to get around them, they're going to cause a craft-a-lunch. So we're going to work actually with the first one. Okay? I'm glad to hear that you're doing better, my friend. That actually makes me very happy. I realized the thing was closed all around. Jeepers. So, I picked this up because I have been putting together the stuff for a what's it called? A junk journal kit that has to do with the Ninja Turtles. And so this is what I'm after. I'm after the board because there's, like I said, many times we pick up games or we have old games that don't get used and we're left with the boards, right? Because even if we use the pieces in the games and everything else, we're left with the boards. And so it's like, well, what am I going to do with the board? Well, I want to take the board and I want to prep it to be the cover for a journal. So that I, in this case, so that I can include it into my kit. Okay. So this one is one of the ones that folds and then folds again. And that's actually going to be advantageous for us because it's going to make it easier to cut. But sometimes we find them and they're like this, right? So when they're like this, that is when we need to do a lot more cutting. But this case is going to be easy because we are going to cut right where all the bends are. So hopefully you guys have a nice hot cup of tea or hot chocolate or whatever it is that you like to drink in the evening. Trying to stay warm, especially right now. And let's go at this together. How are you doing there, Miss Alicia? It is so nice to see you. I'm so glad that you got a chance to pop in. So we're gonna start, and I'm actually gonna use the fact that this is already, you know, got a fold here, and I'm just going to take my craft knife, X-Acto knife, whatever you want to call this, and we are going to take this apart. And you know, one of the things I love working with paper, well, guess what, these boards are paper. It is a very cool board, you know. I've seen more and more of the game boards being this kind of fold like this, and I guess it's because it makes it for smaller boxes or whatever, or more compact, I don't know. But whatever the case may be, right, this allows us to have options. It will make it easier as far as the cutting part goes. Okay, so now I need to cut this part down, and then we're going to prep it to turn it into, it's been a long time since you've seen this. No, hon, look, you, Miss Lindell, you can go to bed. Look, I am used to, you know, because I am such a late night crafter, that many of my friends watch replays, and I am totally fine with that. Even if you're in my own event, look, I get it. Okay? Go to bed, and then tomorrow you can watch the replay. It's all good. I don't stress about it, okay? I don't stress at all about those kinds of things. You get you your rest, my friend. Because yes, I am on late. And today I'm on very late. Or at least very late for y'all here on Facebook. That's for sure. Because if you guys have ever joined me over on Whatnot, y'all know that I'll be on till like 3 in the morning when we're over there. So right now I'm just trying to trim some of this extra off. And then we are going to, like I said, turn this board into a very cool cover that can be used. And I really like that we got all of them there. So now the question comes, do we want the images to be on the outside, or do we want them to be on the inside? And I actually think that we're going to be on inside. It looks like you have some good Miss Laurel, I do not have good organizational skills. You see the mess I have right here? I ain't got no good organizational skills. No. I'm sorry to disappoint, but I definitely do not have that. Alright, so I actually think we're going to leave the images on the inside, because when we opened up the box, look at what was on the outside. I think it would be really cool if we can cover the outside with this image. I think that would look good. Hello there, Opal. Welcome in. I think that would be really cool. So, you know, you have this image, and then you open it up, and this would be the inside, and then all the pages that we would add, right? I think that would be cool. And it looks like we might have just enough after we cover this to use part of it for the spine. Pretty cool. So that's what we're gonna do. So we're going to take this board apart. So if you have maybe a board game that you've lost pieces to, or okay, you want to make a journal from a board game because it's nostalgic to you, you know, these are things that you can do with it. Okay. So I have an old Candyland board that I want to, you know, do in this fashion. Okay, so the biggest thing I want to make sure is that I'm going to get all of the guys in here. That's the biggest thing that I want. So I need to make sure where are you, pencil? Hello there, Miss Teresa. How are you, my sweet friend? So I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Let me measure and see what size my board is. So my board is a it's almost. So I'm gonna start it there. I'm gonna go half, half. Trying to find my middle point. So that's my middle point of my board. Okay. And then I want to take in, and we need to cover about, so let's do about a ½ inch. Alright. So how's everyone doing? Is everybody having a good evening? I hope everybody's having a good evening. So today has been a day filled with lots of amazing, amazing crafters. So if for whatever reason you missed any of them, please go back to T's Paper Crafting Friends events And in that group, you will be able to see all of today's presenters. All 12 of us. Because I'm number 12. Like I said, it has been a wonderful day filled with lots of amazing creators. Miss Wendy was so proud of herself. She got finished on time. I'm actually gonna do it on that first point. Right there. So, yeah, today, like I said, it has been a great day. How in the world is that so off? Trying to make it to where I can somehow trim this with it being at least somewhat straight, and I can't even get my points straight. But yeah, if you did miss anybody, please go check them out, because like I said, we were blessed with just awesome creators. And like I said, just everybody blows my mind every time y'all come on here, you know. Like I said, I have to laugh because I told Miss Sheila, I was like, so what are you teaching me today? She's like, I'm not teaching you anything. Yes, because she looks at it as like old school, but I always learn so much from her. And that came out as wonky as it could be. So, I always learn from all of you. It's like Miss Wendy trying her new technique. So, and then I love what Miss Amy was doing, her Hanna-Barbera themed journal. Makes me want to do one because I grew up watching those shows, you know. You're folding laundry? Well, that's good. I should probably do some folding of laundry, but hey, I'd rather be crafting. So, you know. That's what we're doing. Alright, let me see. How badly did I mess this up? Not too awful bad. I could actually probably cut off some more of that. And then we're going to actually adhere this. So, yeah, I didn't do too bad. I didn't butcher it that much. I mean, I butchered it, but I didn't butcher it that bad. So, yeah. Yeah, I put the dishes to wash earlier. And I took care of that part already tonight. Now, my daughter's just got to put the dishes away. So, we had pizza. I had a hankering for a veggie pizza, so I went and got pizza. Because I wanted a vegetable pizza. Yeah. I have the rules. I wash dry laundry, but folding and putting away, it does. It does. Look, and even my husband, when I'll do his laundry, honestly, like if I don't get in there and we do it together or something, or he just gets to where he's tired of not having stuff, he's the same way. It will sit in his basket clean, and he will pull from his basket his clean work clothes. So I'm just grateful that I do not have to do any more kids laundry. I have not been doing kids laundry in, golly, who knows how long. Okay, so we have this board straightened out, right? This one, I think we need to maybe work on trimming it up a little bit straighter if I can, because see if we can get some of this extra stuff cut off. Yeah, I went out earlier, went to the grocery store, stopped in at Ollie's, picked up some of the stuff to help melt the ice from the driveway, some batteries, because we're gonna need batteries, just in case, you know, to have for flashlights and stuff. And I found the Cricut floor lamp that I've seen so many people talk about, but I was like, oh my gosh, where would I even begin to put that? Okay, so now I gotta make sure that my board is gonna work for me, and not that I need to trim it down some more. It'll be fine. It'll be alright. Okay. Wrong one. So let's work on the spine. So like I said, I want to use some of this piece here for the spine. Right? Taco pizza. Hello, hello. Hey, how are you doing, Doxy? You've been watching some of the tutorials? Well, I am so glad that you got to hang out with some of us. Thank you so much for stopping by, my friend. Yeah, I would obviously not know that that was you, because I know you by your handle. So I am grateful that you said who you were. But hello, and thank you so much for being here. Okay, so if I trimmed that there, then I need to trim it right there. Wendy, you did good with your tutorial, sweetie. You were doing a whole new way, but hey, it worked. You know, and sometimes that's what we gotta do. We gotta figure out what works, especially what works for us, right? So I've got a bunch of these game boards that I'm gonna be prepping for journal covers. Everything from Scrabble to Candyland, this one. So as I work through them and get them all worked on. Okay, so that's gonna be my outside. I do need to thicken this up though, so we are gonna grab my box of pieces. You impressed yourself? Well, way to go, girl. That's good. You've been wanting to see someone do one? Well, then I'm glad that I can help. Well, it would work if it was long enough. Haha. And is it about the right size? Looky there. It is the exact size that I needed it. Okay, get back into your container. Hey, Miss Sherry, how are you? Okay, so it is just a tad bit too shy, but it'll be fine. Alright, now, normally when I do this, you've seen me put it on the outside and on the inside, the tape, right? So we are going to do it mainly on the outside this time. And because this is such a colorful, you know, inside and out, I'll be able to use my yellow painter's tape and it's actually not going to look too bad. Because I won't really be worried about covering it up. Thank you for the sprinkles. Hey there, Deb. How are you? Thank you for coming in, my friend. I appreciate it. So this painter's tape was gifted to me by my bonus kiddo back when he was doing industrial painting. So it says it's automobile refinish masking tape. Okay. I was talking one day at dinner that I couldn't find my blue painter's tape and that the one from the Dollar Tree sucks and I didn't like it. And so then the next day he came back from work and had this in his hand and was like, "You think this will work?" And I was like, "Well, I don't know until I try it." So we tried it. And I do like it. It's actually very sturdy. And like I said, I'm not worried about covering it this go around because, again, we have all these colors going on that a bright yellow is not going to look bad. Thank you for sprinkling me out, guys. I really do appreciate that. See, even if I come down with it all over, it'll still look good. So we're gonna go ahead and double it up. And remember, it's important to varnish. Okay? Now, depending on what it is that you're doing, you may want to, you know, I mean, you could totally cover this with fabric, whether you use it on the inside or the outside. Either way, it would work really well. So there we go, that's good and sturdy. And I did notice that this is a tad bit too wide, so I am going to have to trim it down, because if not, we're going to have issues. So like I said, hopefully this will inspire you that instead of throwing it out, or you know, taking it to your local Goodwill, or if you find one at your local Goodwill and you're not 100% sure if all the pieces are there, that hey, you know, you can use these boards. They are very sturdy, they are a good book board, so they make a good cover. And there's multiple ways to go about doing them. It all depends on what you are trying to accomplish at the end. Look at that. You did it on one go. Good for you. Normally she has me going 2 or 3 times. Alright. So we're gonna bring the other inside. Oh, gotta make sure we put the inside in properly. So we're gonna put in the other inside. And biggest thing is make sure you still leave that space for it to fold, right? Always got to do that. Come on the outside. I'm not even going to worry about cutting it. I'm just going to come and fold it over like I normally would. And here we go. We are all watching so hard. Yes, I know, you guys are so quiet. Y'all are just so intensely watching. Like, ooh, the suspense, right? Hey, I get it. It's fine. Okay. So now we're going to add our piece, right? Okay. Let's get our cover on here. I'm actually thinking that before I put this down, I actually want to, because I am going to put some kind of, we do need either paper or something over this. So let's grab that first. And because this is black, I'm just gonna go black. And I'm hoping I did not move my black tape. Well, then we will hope. Oh, so you can try it. Hey, if I can get y'all inspired to try something, definitely. Let's see if I have a piece in here without having to go Oh, no, that's green. That's not black. Girl, you don't even know your colors. That's purple. Okay, that I can tell is blue. And that would not look right. I don't even have a really nice dark green, because if not I would have done a green. I was hoping not to have to get up, but I guess I'm gonna have to go over to my paper stash. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go grab me some black. Well, let's do green, because that way it's got a different color in there. Which green do you guys think would look better? The darker or the lighter one? Now I need y'all's input, so now you guys gotta stop for looking so hard for a second and actually conversate. So now y'all actually need to help. Which one do you think would look better for the spine? The dark or the lighter green? Remember, this is gonna be on the front. Which one do you think would look better? The light green? Put it this way. Okay, I got one for light green, one for dark green. We're gonna need some tiebreaker here. Okay, one more for light green. So I guess we shall go light green. Light green, okay. It has been decided by the masses that we are gonna go with the light green. The crafty peeps have talked. Hey, Miss Beatrice, how are you, my friend? Thank you for being here. Alright, so let's get... That's what I was looking for. Yes, you have talked, exactly. Y'all have decided. Y'all have spoken. I love it though. Love it, love it, love it. Miss Sheila, I loved the idea of what you did today. I am so inspired now. I want to try something similar to that. See, we're gonna have to add some more glue there. Hey, handsome! I'm gonna use some of the TurboTack over on these ends, and hopefully this will do the trick. I am actually really liking how this glue works, other than the squeezing it out of the bottle is a pain in the rear end because it is hard, but otherwise I really like it because it does do really well and it dries pretty decently fast. So it would be really cool with leather, yes. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Because I would love to play. I have some actual strips of like actual leather, so I do plan on doing that. Okay. So obviously we need to trim this because I do not want to come and cover that all the way. So I'm actually going to trim them. We're going to trim them with one of the nice scissors that has like one of the nice edges on it. Right? And that way it'll give us a decorative edge. That might have been a little too short. What type of glue? Oh, this one. The Turbo Tacky Glue is what I'm really liking. I just don't like the bottle. I have to squeeze really hard. And I don't like that part. Because when I have to squeeze really hard, you know, I end up hurting. And I like the bottles, like what Miss Deborah was using. I actually have the Sugar Belle bottle. I wonder if I could find this in larger quantities and then fill a bottle with that and see if that would work. Hey, Miss Lori, how are you? Yay, all of my Whatnot friends are coming over. I'm having so much fun. Hello, hello. So nice to see you. So today, I decided to take this board that I found. It's a game board. And we are actually turning it into the cover for a journal. And it will actually be part of my Ninja Turtle kit that I've been putting together. So I think that's going to look really good. And I think ultimately, if nobody ends up buying the kit, I'm going to end up just turning and doing the whole journal myself and then just trying to see if somebody wants the journal. No, I am not on Whatnot 2. I am only on Facebook and YouTube tonight. So the bottle, yes. There, hopefully you can take a screenshot of it. Did you get a screenshot? So it's from Aleene's. It is their tacky glue, but it's called Turbo. So it dries faster than the regular tacky glue. And I love that it already comes with a very thin point. I just wish the bottle weren't so hard to squeeze. So thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. So to everybody who's joining me, whether you are here on Facebook or on the tube, I really am very grateful to y'all. Thank you. Well, hello, welcome, Chandra, and thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate that. We are glad that you are here. Hopefully you are inspired and will come back. I found it at my Michael's. That's where I found it. So we have that, but let's go ahead and get our cover piece on that we did, right? And you know what, let's jazz the cover up just a little bit more, and let's use those scissors again, okay? Have you went to their website? I have not gone to their website yet. Like I said, I picked it up and I've been using it for a little bit now, and I actually really like it, so I think I'm going to try to get it. And I want to see if I can find a bigger bottle for it. So I'm just going to be using my scissors here. If you have maybe a different way to make a nice edge, obviously by all means use that, but I think that is gonna look really cool having the edge like that, and then we'll ink it up a little bit too. But yeah, I've been really liking it because while it dries a lot faster than a regular one, you still have a little bit of time to move stuff, which, you know, we kind of need that sometimes. What did I miss? Okay, who are we holding in prayers? What happened? I totally missed something. You are too kind, Miss Jamie. You do amazing work too. Y'all, Miss Jamie is on every night. Other than on weekends, I think. Did you hear about it, Sheila? That's what I'm trying to figure out. What? What happened? Who do we need to pray for? Because you know that we will quickly jump on a prayer chain, right? You know, very quick, and everybody will be praying. Who do we need to pray for? I did not know. MJ's mom? No. Oh no, what happened? What happened to her? Is she okay? What's going on? Did they say something in the group? Because if so, then I'll go and check it afterwards. Oh no. Oh my gosh, okay. Yeah, we'll definitely be praying for her. Oh, wow. Okay, married triplet. Got it. I'm good with just, you know, MJ's mom, because that's how I would know her. But yeah, I'll definitely be praying for her, because oh my gosh. And right now also with all of what's happening and the cold that's coming in, that is definitely not good. Not good at all. Yeah, of course we would definitely pray for her, for sure. Okay, I will continue to pray for your friend as well. Is she doing okay? Is she recovering good? Or how's it going for her, Miss Alicia? I'm just going to ink up the edges here so we can cover up the white. Yes, I've been praying, because I know that is not easy, and that's going to take time. And only our Lord can help with that comfort that you need. Of course. Thank you for letting us know, Julie. She was getting better, but still had pain and trouble getting comfortable. Well, that's good that she's walking. Has she seen the doctor yet about the discomfort? I mean, it's gonna take time. We are talking about back surgery, so those things always take time to heal. You know, what is it? Back surgery, knee surgery, those are like the big ones, right? Oh. Well, I hope that they will help her. That's gonna be the biggest thing, is I hope that they will help her. And for anybody who's in the way, you know, in the way of these upcoming storms, you know, please be careful. Take care of yourself, your loved ones. I know for us, we're expecting a lot of ice. It's supposed to get pretty bad, so they've already told us about, you know, to expect power outages and things of that nature because of the amount of ice. So down trees, down power lines. because that's normally what we get is ice. We don't get snow. Honestly, I would rather we would get snow, but in a way, I would rather we did. Wow. Yeah, I know my ex has the life insurance out on me. And when we separated, he didn't want to hand it over to me. He kept it. I'm like, we're not together. We don't even have kids together. What the heck? But fine, whatever. So, this is what our cover looks like. I'm actually kind of tempted to put this on the inside because I like the green there. Kind of tempted to put this here. What do y'all think? Should I put that in here? Should I put that in here, or should I still put this outside? What do you guys think? You asking me, Miss Julie? I'm originally from Costa Rica, but I live in Georgia. So, should it go on the inside to cover the inside of the spine, or should we still put it on the outside? I kind of like the green on the outside. I kind of want to put this on the inside and cover that up. What do y'all think? And then we can make our holes so that people can put their signature in. I think I like that. I think we're gonna do it on the inside. Yeah, right on the inside. That's what I'm thinking too. That is what I am thinking too. I'm glad everybody is liking the idea of putting it on the inside, because that's what I'm thinking. I think it looks good on the inside. Okay. Alright. So we're going to get this all glued down. And thank you guys for hanging out with me. I know that for those of us here on the East Coast, it is midnight. So I am going to glue this down. I'm not going to hold you guys up any longer. But I do want to thank you for hanging out with me, for hanging out. It fits better on the outside. Oh my gosh, woman. What am I doing? Now you got me on the inside, on the outside, on the inside, on the outside. Well, it is going on the inside. But I do want to thank you so much for coming and being with me. I really do appreciate it so very much. Like I said, thank you. Keep going? Okay. I mean, if y'all are good with it, I'll keep going. I have no problem with that at all. Alright, so let me grab my crocodiles. Where'd my crocodiles go? Too late. Like I said, I know it's late for a lot of y'all, and that is totally okay. I know. That's what I said. Darn it. Okay. Now the way I'm going to do this is I'm going to go ahead and make... You want to see how it goes? Yeah, sure, of course. We are going to make the holes for this. Deb's like, keep going, I'm a night owl. I mean, I stay up watching many times replays while I'm crafting. Because there's not a lot of people on, unless I find people and whatnot. So this is what we've got so far. Okay. Well, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do the holes for it, and we're going to put the eyelets in it to get it prepped, and then it's going to be essentially finished until somebody decides to fill it with papers. So I'll go ahead and do that part with you guys so that y'all can see that, and you can see how we go about doing this. Let me put my leg stabilizers on here, because like I said, this is gonna end up in the kit that I have that has all kinds of, it has some papers and stuff, and even a little golden book that you could take apart and put in here if you wanted to. Okay, there we go. Now she's stable. Alright, so I am going to make her with 2 holes so that whatever signatures you want, you can slip them in without having to actually do sewing. Okay, so I'll show you guys how I do that. Let me make sure that I've got the right setting on, and let's get our measurement. One of the things that I like about the large crocodile is that I can actually measure with, and I'll have the same exact spacing. The only thing that I need to measure here is to make sure that I have my space, so I'm going to measure that part. Okay, so I guess yes, for some things I do measure, because I do get a little, you know, a little anal about stuff being in the right space between things, right? Okay, so we're gonna start right there, and we're gonna bring in, and so we'll do, first dot will be right there, and my next one, I'm going to come over, and we're going to make sure that we come in the same distance, and then I'm going to come down here, and we're going to measure the same distance and mark it, and over this way, and make sure that I've got the same distance, and I'm marking it so that way they are evenly spaced. Yes, I do sell the kits. Yes, ma'am. I actually am prepping lots of boards like these, or breaking down the little golden books into kits for a raid train that I have coming up at the beginning of February. Okay, so this is my alright, and get measured in right where I want you. But yes, I make kits to sell so that you guys can go ahead and make your own, but you have everything there. And I've noticed that many times Putting the binder together sometimes can be, or the album together can be hard for some people. So I've started, like I said, I've started breaking down and doing the album making of them, so that way they are done. Okay, cool. Yes, on Whatnot. It's where is this calendar? The 7th. The 7th. It's the is it the 7th? Give me a second and I can tell you. I gotta look at my calendar. So now I don't even remember. No, that's a Junk Journal Jamboree. That's not it. Might be when I come back from my cruise. Yeah, on the 28th of February. That's when we're doing the great paper, the paper caper. And that's when I'll have my kits for sale. If I already have them built, I also have a personal sale that I'm doing on the 30th of this month. I'm actually doing a paper sale, 12 by 12s, mainly 12 by 12s. But I'll have my kits as well if anybody wants them. Alright, so let me get my box of brads and eyelets. And the question now is going to be, what color should we do them? You know? You're on that train too? I kind of figured, Doxy, that you'd be on that train. I do, that's why I'm mentioning it. So, on the 30th is my paper sale, because I have a lot of 12 by 12, both loose and in pads. So we'll be doing that sale, and then, and like I said, I'll have my kits available. And then the 7th of February is the Junk Journal Jamboree. That one is birds and bees, so I gotta work on that one. And then on the 28th of February is the paper caper, and I'll have my kits and I'll have papers as well. Okay, so we have green on the paper, so I don't know that I want to do green again for the eyelets. I do have purple. I don't know if I have dark purple though. Look, I sit down and I color sort my brads and my eyelets and my buttons, and that's calming to me. Oh, thank you, hon. I appreciate that. Okay. See, that's a lavender. That's not gonna work. We don't want lavender. No. Do I not have dark? No, I don't have a dark purple. I have dark purple brads, but I don't have eyelets. Okay, so let's see. What about green? I'll make sure I have 4 of them. And there we go, 4. Who just said you can't ever find me on Whatnot? Sheila, you can never find me on Whatnot. So it's the same name of my page here, other than instead of by Tamara, it's by T. Because, you know, most people know me by T. Plus, it's a really long name. It's a really long handle. But I had to change T's paper, you know, T's Crafty Fox Creations, because there's a T's Crafty something page, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be too confusing. I'm gonna confuse myself. So now the thing I need to make sure is, will they hold? They may hold. Alright, I'm gonna bring my big bite out again, because I'm gonna use it since I already have it out and I don't have to think. Plus, one of the things that I really like about my big bite is that it has this really cool grid paper here, and so it tells me what my top and my base need to be based off of what I'm using, and I really like that. Oh, I find her all the time. Yeah, you do find me all the time. I mean, I'm very grateful you find me all the time. So, because I am using what would be considered a large eyelet, then I know that my top, okay, my top piece needs to be A. So let me make sure that it is A. Okay, and my base needs to be my number 1, and it is my number 1. So then I'm good. They have that on Pinterest. I think even on like their website you can find it. But I just like that it was, you know, in my thingy. In my thingy. That sounds so professional. It was in my thingy, y'all. So, yeah. It was definitely in my thingy. It'd be helpful if I actually had it down the right way, right? And just a little bit of pressure. I know I overpress my stuff, so I tend to get it cracked in the back. But that's just, I don't know. I tend to always do that. So see, when you overpress, you see how it does the little splitting there? This one I didn't overpress and it didn't really do it. So, you know. But that's just, like I said, that's just me. I kind of prefer for it to be a little split because I feel like it actually did its job. But I know some people don't like that. So, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some, I'm thinking, I'm going to see if I have black elastic, because the black will tie in with the rest of it. Yeah, perfect. Thank you. Move over here. I'm not gonna put you up again because I've grabbed you like 3 times already. Move you guys. Alright, so the way that this type of binding works, it's what's considered a travel journal. I've heard it called a travel journal. It's what you do is you put your elastic, okay, it's going to come through, and you can tie it nicely over here with some bows, or you could tie it on in the inside if you don't want to have your bows on the outside. And then what ends up happening, I don't have one, but let's say this is your signature, right? Because it's folded here. So your elastic is here. You would slide your signature papers. They don't have to be sewed. You can sew them if you want to, but they don't have to be, because this should be tight enough. You slide them through, and that holds it in place. And then when you're done journaling, you can slide them back out and replace them. So I like to offer this style instead of, because not everybody is comfortable with sewing. So this is normally, when I prep it ahead of time, this is normally the style that you'll get. Okay, because that way you're able to just put it in. And I'm gonna see if I'll end up putting a dangle hanging from the elastic once I put the elastic in. I gotta go see if I have black elastic. I know I have white. I don't know if I have black. And if I don't have black, that means I gotta go find some. Which means I gotta go buy some. But preferably elastic, because you can really pull it tight. But I have done it with stretchy lace. Okay, the lace that has some elastic in it, I've done it with that as well. You could do it with like cord. Okay, you could do it with you know, like a jute or something. You just have to make sure that you pull it very tightly, so that again you can slide the pages in, they'll hold in place, and you can leave it like that, or if you want to, you can pull the pages out and then replace them. So that, like I said, I like to use the traveler's style when I am prepping these ahead of time. Obviously when I'm doing the journal, I do the sewing in, but not everybody's comfortable with sewing stuff in, so that's the style that I like to go ahead and do ahead of time. So any questions? I think we did really good. And I still have half a board, so I'll probably end up doing another one. I don't know if it'll still be the Ninja Turtle one, or I'll just cut it up and cover it with fabric and it'll become something completely different. You'll never even know that it was Ninja Turtle Monopoly, because it'll be nice and something else. But that is what is so cool about these boards, right? They're very good. They're very sturdy, so they're gonna hold tight. You know, the type of binding that we use is really good. So no thanks for what, sweetie? So thank you guys again for coming and hanging out with me. Thank you for saying a little bit extra so that I could show you guys what type of binding I'm gonna end up putting in here, so y'all can, you know, understand that better. I do appreciate you guys a lot. I'm excited for this one. Like I said, this one I already have a kit started, so now it's gonna get added to it. Because yeah, I'm excited for it. You have so many ideas. Oh, see, now that I'm excited for. I'm excited to know that you have all those ideas. Like I said, I have a Candyland one, and I've been wanting to make a Candyland themed journal. So I'm going to be turning that board into a Candyland themed journal. And these are just, and you know, if you're doing it yourself, like I said, it is a very sturdy board. So you could do album style in here, which is where you put, you know, the pages are fixed, and you could do that. You could sew signatures into it. It lends itself for a lot. Ask away, sweetie. You guys know, you guys can always ask questions. And we have our next event here with in the Tees Paper Crafting Friends event group. Our next event is going to be on the 4th of February, and then the following week on the 11th and the 12th is the Just Journaling Around. Activate. I also know you do have a good printable. Ooh. Okay, cool. So I want to do the Candyland 2, and I have the golden book to add. Oh, okay. I also know great printable. If you don't mind sharing the printable for the Candyland, I would love that. 'Cause yeah, that sounds fun. Because I mean, I was gonna use just like the pieces from the board and pinks, papers, and things like that, and see what I could find. But if there's a nice printable out there, I would love that. But yeah, so February 4th we have an event, and it is a regular event like today's was. Of course, you still have to use paper some way or form fashion. Then the 11th and the 12th, I'm sorry, yes, the 11th and the 12th, no, it's supposed to be the 12th and the 13th. The 12th and the 13th, why did it, I thought I moved everything over. So the 12th and the 13th will be our Just Journal, no, it is Wednesday, it's not Fridays. So the 11th and the 12th is the Just Journaling Around event, where all we do is journaling. And that has become a 2-day event, so hopefully you guys will come and join us. And then we have an event on the 16th, because I will not be here for the last week, which is normally when we do our Crafter's Choice. Okay. Oh, she did it? I did not even know that. Well, I'm going to be reaching out to her. I got to talk with her anyways, because she is creating our printable for my retreat, so I need to talk with her anyways. So I'll ask her about it. But yay. Which, by the way, for anybody who is interested, I still have spots open for my retreat in October in Oklahoma. If you would like to come and join us, I will be teaching y'all. Where'd it go? Y'all remember my gate journal? Because now I don't know where I put it. The gate journal that I did for, and I know I showed it even on Facebook. I ended up doing it for the, journal challenge event that we had on Whatnot. I will be teaching y'all to do that. But it's not going to be dark romance, gothic, like I did. It'll be a little more upbeat, because I know not everybody is that. It will be in Talala, Oklahoma, Miss Brandy. It'll be in Talala, Oklahoma. There's a beautiful retreat out there, and we'll be headed that way. So I'll be driving, and I'm excited to go. So it'll be, and those dates are July 31st. No, not July 31st. July 30th through August 2nd. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And so yeah, if you guys are interested, I do, like I said, I still have spots available, It's $330. It includes your room and board. It includes your meals, except for one. It includes your kits and your classes, and we'll have goodie bags and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So I'm excited for that. So if you guys are interested, let me know and send me a message and I will get you the information. You can also find the information on my page under events. So again, if you have any questions, just reach out to me. I would love for you guys to join us. Like I said, we still have some spots available and I am excited for it. I'm really revving up for that one. So, yay! Well, I am gonna go and make myself a tea and use the ladies' room. And I don't know what I'll do after that. But I am so grateful that you guys came and hung out with me. And I hope you guys have a lovely night. And I will see y'all later. I will actually be back on tomorrow at 3 o'clock. I'll be in an event. If they're still hosting the event, I will be on at 3 p.m. That is on Friday, not Thursday. Let me clarify that. So, good night, everybody. I love y'all, and I will see you guys soon.